the photo was of you. You had like a mustache shaved in such a way that you looked vaguely like Hitler, and making jokes about it.
In this video, Sam Seder and Emma Vigeland of the Majority Report with Sam Seder take a look at AG nominee Ed Martin, who has, in Sam Seder's words, a little bit of a Nazi affinity problem. Sam Seder. Let's take a look at this together. I'm going to have some opinions, and then I will let you tell me what you think of the comments.
I don't know how much we've talked about Ed Martin. He is, certainly early on in the administration we did, he is the acting U.S. Attorney General for D.C. There are U.S. attorneys who are part of the Department of Justice, and they are they're in every state in the country. New York has, I think, 4 different offices because of the size of the state: the Eastern District, the Western District, Northern and Southern District, Southern District of New York. Very famous for having a lot of independents and doing a lot of high-profile corruption cases and terrorism cases because it's downtown Manhattan. And obviously in D.C., there's a lot of high-profile cases. Martin has written some incredible letters, like abusing his office. He is now the acting U.S. attorney because he has to be confirmed by the Senate. And it turns out, and this is going to be shocking for people, he has a little Nazi affinity issue that is dogging him. Yes, I know. This is very surprising that anybody from the Trump administration might have this problem.
Stephen Miller's Trump administration? Yeah, it's shocking.
He's the interim U.S. attorney for the District of Columbia. He's also the nominee to serve there permanently. He has come out and said that he now regrets praising a Capitol rioter who is an alleged Nazi sympathizer, claiming he was unaware of the man's extremist views at the time. This is what he told The Forward, which is a Jewish publication. Last week, I denounced everything about what that guy said, everything about the way he talked, and all as I've now seen it. At the time, I didn't know, Martin said.
He didn't know.
He didn't know about this guy's alleged Nazi sympathies. And yeah, I know. Well, I think...
Let's be fair to him. Let's be fair. I mean, do
we have any reason to disbelieve this guy? I mean,
did he have a Rumble show?
He did have a Rumble show. It was actually called the Pro-America Report with Ed Martin. Now, I'm not saying he stole that name from us. I mean, the Pro-America Report, the Majority Report, very eerily similar. But
where'd you get that idea?
Let's see what CNN has found. Kudos to them for having to watch that show.
Yeah. Sure.
Tonight, praising an alleged Nazi sympathizer, President Trump's nominee to be one of the nation's most powerful prosecutors, apologizing for doing just that as he faces a tough confirmation battle. Ed Martin is Trump's pick as U.S. Attorney for Washington, D.C., and he claims that he does not know the man you see on your screen, whose name is...
wait.
For folks listening, there is a three different angles of a guy doing various sort of Nazi style salutes, hand on heart type of things.
Oh, but he's also
got...
What do you mean, a guy?
He has a mustache that is extremely reminiscent of... I mean, this is like... Did anybody see that movie Boys from Brazil, where they took like DNA from Hitler and in basically did IVF, some form of it, with a bunch of like 50 people around the world. Mm-hmm. Some Nazi scientists did that, and they grew up to be...
looks good.
They grew up to be like, they all grew up to be like little mini Hitlers.
Right.
And somebody was trying to go around. I mean, it's actually, it's...
So when Trump's talking about being the most pro-fertility president, that's what he's referring to?
I mean, this guy's really making an effort to evoke... like Hitler.
Charlie Chaplin.
I mean, or Charlie Chaplin.
Angry Charlie Chaplin.
Really angry Charlie Chaplin in black with his hand on his heart. His heart is about to go out to all of us.
For his, look at like taking like dating profile selfies.
He claims that he did not know the man you see on your screen, whose name is Timothy Hale Cusinelli. He said he didn't know his history as a January 6th rioter or as perhaps you can tell from this, an alleged Nazi sympathizer. Now Martin says, quote, "I'm sorry. I denounce everything about what that guy said, everything about what the way he talked, and all as I've now seen it." The K-File has uncovered all the audio that shows Martin should have known better, still calling him an amazing guy, quote unquote. And Andrew Kaczynski of K-File is here with me now. So, Andrew, this is Trump's pick to be U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia. It's a really important job. Ed Martin distancing himself now from this alleged Nazi sympathizer who obviously sported that Hitler mustache there. But he had repeatedly praised this individual in the past. What did you find?
Yeah, he's apologizing now. He says he wasn't aware of the full extent of his comments, but the audio that we found really sort of directly or appears to directly undermine that, because we found on multiple podcast interviews they actually discussed this guy's alleged views. They even brought up that mustache that everybody just saw.
Fashion police.
And they discussed it. They really sort of almost dismissed it. Take a listen to them talking about it here.
And in your case, they used your phone and took a photo and leaked a photo to say, look, these people, MAGA people, are anti-Semitic. And the photo was of you. I've heard you say it before. You had like a mustache shaved in such a way that you looked vaguely like Hitler. And
Pause it for a second. I'm sorry. Vaguely like Hitler? Vaguely like Hitler? It's hard for me to imagine how you could look more like Hitler.
That's so good. That's true. Look, it's not about purity test. It's you're apologizing for it. You're like, what's the big dealing it, right? Dude, it's a big deal, because it's one thing to start throwing Nazi and Hitler and fascist around willy-nilly without any. This is literally Adolf Hitler costume play. And sure, look, somebody might have gone as Hitler to a Halloween party or the way that some people did blackface. And look, you can say that was in poor taste, right? That the context is important. And the bigger picture is this is something we're just seeing again and again and again, whether it's a guy collecting Nazi memorabilia or somebody's best buddy is just like a Hitler cosplay dude again, and you start to be like, it comes up so frequently anymore that it's silly almost. You go, guys, your denials now just sound absurd. Like this is your Facebook picture. It boggles the mind.
Also, he styled his hair like that too.
Oh, wait, vaguely like Hitler. Also, I got to say, listen, you can't judge a book by its cover, but this guy,
what?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's take a look at this again.
He kind of looked better as Hitler. Didn't he look better as Hitler?
Got Hitler vibes going on.
I will say, to be fair, the only non-thing that looks like a Hitler in that is just that his mustache is a little bit thin right here.
A little patchy.
A little patchy.
Can't quite fill it out.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going.
Almost dismissed it. Take a listen to them talking about it here.
And in your case, they used your phone and took a photo and leaked a photo to say, look, these people, MAGA people, are anti-Semitic. And the photo was of you. I've heard you say it before. You had like a mustache shaved in such a way that you looked vaguely like Hitler, and making jokes about it. Again, not your best moment, but not illegal. Have you ever been to a Nazi rally?
No, I have not. I wouldn't know where to find one.
Pause it. It sounds like he looked. It sounds like he really looked.
Check in the mirror.
Oh, and that's the criteria now. He's never been to a Nazi rally. And specifically,
he dressed up like Hitler.
How about Proud Boys? How about something else? I don't know. I mean, we don't know if that's the case.
What's also fascinating to me is it's not your best moment, But there's no like the guy could have said, well, I was goofing around, or was just, I was going to one of those, secret Nazi parties, and I thought that would be funny. Or
That's a problem. It's tough to think of a good explanation for those pictures.
I was just prepping a Halloween costume. Granted, it was in July, but is there more? Is there more that they have?
I want to hear a little more. Yes, yeah.
Oh.
We'll miss her, but she subbed out with a great friend of ours too, Tim Hale. The only thing you did that was really egregious to me was at one point on camera, you were sort of dancing in one of the areas as celebrating America. It wasn't your best dance moves. Our next guest is my friend Timothy Hale. He's an amazing guy who has gotten through all that and has a great perspective. So welcome back, Tim. How are you?
And look, Aaron, so the vote for Martin is coming up. He had to submit questions and answers to senators. Senators sent him a bunch of questions, and we just actually, my colleague Annie Grayer got those answers tonight. And one of the answers that he said about Mr. Hale was, quote, and I'm just reading from what he sent to senators, was, "I am not close with him, but we," in another clip that we found, said, quote, "Tim Hale is an extraordinary guy. I've gotten to know him really well. I'd say we're friends over the last few years. So now I'm not close with him, but before he said
got to know him really well,
and extraordinary guy." Yes,
extraordinary guy. All right, he is also under scrutiny for failing to initially disclose about 200 media appearances. We're talking Ed Martin, who's up for this important position. Washington Post found more than 150 of those 200 that he failed to disclose were with Russian state media.
That's right. And we actually ourselves at CNN did a story where we found that he failed to disclose a lot of appearances on a host of shows, including some far-right shows. Right.
Oh, he was on a host of far-right shows? Oh, what a surprise.
Oh, I forgot about that. I was on all of those.
I like the guy Elon Musk doing the Sig Heil is not anti-Semitic, nor is the guy who dressed up and shaved his face to look like Hitler. But the kids on college campuses are the ones who are not only anti-Semitic, but such a threat to the national security of the United States that we've got to deport them and lock them up without due process.
Anyway, put that guy in charge of D.C.
That's exactly right. That's the big picture. That's the big picture. Students who say pro-Palestine things or anti-Israel policy things on campuses need to be scooped up and deported without due process because that's anti-Semitic. But literally dressing up as Hitler, and I mean, the hypocrisy it's bizarro world. That's precisely the point. That's the big picture right there. Let me know what you think in the comments.